Welcome everybody to another episode of On the Rocks Whiskey Tasting Vlog or Whiskey Tasting Channel. It's our channel. It's a vlog channel, whatever. I'm Ramusa.
I'm Khwatsa. What episode are we on now? 4 or 5 or something, eh?
No, you're further down.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so do you want to do the intro of what we'll be reviewing today?
Yeah. So today we'll be reviewing an Irish whiskey. It's our first Irish whiskey. It's called Green Spot.
Yeah, Green Spot.
Apparently it's got some good reviews.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd give it a shot.
Yeah.
A shot for the spot.
Here it is, the Green Spot. Triple distilled Irish whiskey, as most Irish whiskies are.
And
one thing, yeah?
No, I was just about to say it's whiskey with an EY.
I was just going to say that the same thing. The spelling is different because they're Irish.
Because they say whiskey.
Whiskey. Or it's a dram, will ya? So, okay, before we actually...
You can take out the bottle. We can multitask.
Yeah, listen. It's a nice bottle, actually.
Nice and clean.
Yeah.
Looks pretty.
Very nice.
The company that does it is called Mitchell and Son. So
Out of Dublin.
yes.
So apparently they started in 1887 and they were, Mitchell and Sons, they were purveyors of confectionery, wines and fortified wines before they got into whiskey. And they got into whiskey by supplying barrels to Jameson, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, explains the shape of the bottle. It's
Okay.
very wine-like.
Oh, yes.
Okay. The aesthetic.
Yeah, the
Okay.
shape of the bottle looks like
A wine bottle.
Yeah. That's nice.
I thought you were saying that it looks similar to Jameson.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, tasting notes. So apparently on the nose we're supposed to get aromatic oils and spices with orchard fruits. Is it orchard?
Okay.
Orchid is a flower. Orchard fruits and barley on a background of toasted wood. And then the taste, full spicy body, a hint of cloves along with the fruity sweetness of green apples rounded with toasted oak, the finished lingering flavors of spice and barley.
Alright.
Okay, so lots going on.
Yeah.
So, as you know, before you do that, we bring out our flavor profiles, let's call them. So for this one, we actually have, what are they called? Allspice berries or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's a mixture of sort of like nutmeg, cloves, cinnamon.
Yeah.
So that's for the spice. As always, it's got...
Does it have citrus?
No, it's got the honey, sweetness.
And berries, no?
No, apples.
Apples, yeah, orchard fruits.
So these are the flavor profiles, I guess, from this. So cool. Do the honors. Help us out then.
Yeah. As we go ahead,
Pop my bottle.
Remote control.
But you know what I'm talking about.
I saw so. I don't know.
What's that?
This remote control thing in our cast.
I don't know what that is.
You know what that is.
Just as well. Alright, so
You can see the age profile here. The timers don't know.
Are you happy to cork?
very happy.
Not a screw top.
Exactly. And this is a pot stilled whiskey.
Yeah, oh yes.
Forgot to mention.
Okay, as usual, our first shot is neat.
As they all should be.
Then we have fun later.
Okay.
As we usually do, our first shot is always neat. So we can tell you what it is we're tasting and really get the real taste of the whiskey.
Yeah.
So the legs.
Yeah, let's see what the legs look like.
You know,
they're good actually. Eh?
You know, when I read up on legs, I didn't read like in depth, but it says that it's about age.
Yeah. So if you that's why when you swirl a 3-year-old whiskey, the legs are all together.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Alright.
Smells good.
It smells really good. It's one of the best
Yeah,
smelling.
it's got that distinctive Irish whiskey smell.
Okay.
But
Bottoms
yeah,
up.
it's a really good smell.
It's good.
Very smooth.
This is really good.
It's very smooth.
I think out of the ones we've had so far,
Yeah.
this is a definite
Yeah, but it's typical of Irish
damn
whiskeys
good whiskey.
because they triple distilled. They tend to be a lot smoother on your palate.
And not as harsh on the smell. You know, the others the alcohol just hits you and the spice, but this one is
It's surprisingly good.
balanced.
Good. It does have a bit of a kick though, but
No, I didn't get the.
the alcohol kick.
Let me try again.
Does this one warm the cockles of your heart?
Just about.
It's good, hey? It's really
No, I really
good.
like it. I really like
It
it.
is nice.
Can you get the spice?
Yeah, I'm getting some spice at the
I
back
can
of the
get
tongue.
it. I get it.
I'm not sure I get the apples though.
I do. Like it's especially in the scent.
The orchard fruits.
Yes,
Orchard
it's
fruits.
fresh. It's fresh.
Orchard fruits like what? Like apples and
Oranges.
oranges? Because I am getting like a citrus tang.
Are you?
Same here.
Yeah.
Same here.
And the finish, as they say, I'm
It's
getting
spicy.
that spicy barley. That's really nice.
It's really good.
Lingering flavors of spices and barley. Yeah, that's true. They do linger in your mouth.
They've also got a yellow spot,
Yeah. And according to them, actually.
which is older
Yeah.
than this one.
The reason why they named it green spot or all the whiskies after spots is because on the barrels they used to
Mark
see,
them.
they used to mark them with different
Colours.
colors of paint to mark the age.
Oh, okay.
So that's why the yellow spot is more expensive.
So
and it's
how
better
old
because
is the green spot then?
Abash.
They don't say.
It's probably
Maybe like
a
a
12-year-old or
8,
something.
maybe 8, so 10, maybe a 10.
10ish.
This is really good, and it's not like it just goes down. You can sip on it, you know.
It's nice. Like on the nose, it's nice and subtle. It doesn't have a big kick. Very nice notes. Like smell the orchard fruits and a little bit of the
You
spice.
see, here I can taste a little bit of the creaminess,
Yeah.
not in the
The
Glenmorangie, the creamy vanilla.
Yeah.
But at least here they don't even tell you that it's got like a creamy vanilla.
Yeah.
You just taste it,
Yeah.
like it's just well rounded.
It's a nice whiskey.
Surprisingly, yeah, they say here toasted oak. So on the taste, a hint of cloves along with the fruity sweetness of green apples, rounded off with a toasted oak. And I'm definitely getting some woody. I don't know if it's toasted oak, but
Yeah.
No, it probably is the toasted oak. Since 1805, this is really good. It didn't disappoint.
Green spot was on the spot. It is good actually.
I know. None.
Those apple flavors.
You can see how we enjoyed it. We finished our.
Hey, you guys are running fast. Yo, I
Nah,
get pig in there.
I couldn't have done this with. What was that other one? Baines. Shivas.
No,
Not for Shivas, I
It
couldn't.
wasn't bad. Baines was It had a nice
An
flavor
Oakentosh.
profile. Hey, there you go.
This one just goes down. It's very smooth.
Yeah, the Oakentosh was like harsh, man.
Immediately,
You can smell the apple.
Yeah,
Oaken
Now,
fruits are-
yeah,
that's
now
just-
the
that's
green
about to say.
apple just
yeah,
really comes out.
yeah.
Oh boy.
The ice brings the green apple out.
It's really nice.
So with the ice, it's less spicy.
Yeah.
Yes. but more fruity.
Yeah, more fruity. Get a little bit, not only the apple, and there's more of a citrusy taste as well. Yeah.
But the thing about this is, you know, other whiskies, usually when we drink them, they're sweet on the front of the palate, of the tongue.
Yeah.
This one is not as sweet on the tongue.
Yeah.
It's more balanced, I would say.
It is, yeah, absolutely.
And that's weird for Irish whiskies because they usually have that touch of sweetness on the front of the tongue. If you think of a Jameson or Bushmills, or those, they've got that sweetness.
I'm starting to think the Scottish use more honey, more sweetness than the Irish.
Because they use harsher, I think, ingredients than
the ratchetan.
Yeah, ratchetan. But also, remember, Scotch whiskey is only double distilled. But
Auchentoshan wasn't double distilled, was it? It was triple distilled, isn't it?
I can't remember.
I think it was.
Was it?
I think so.
Also, the majority of Scotch whiskey
is
double
double
distilled. Some of them are triple distilled.
Triple distilled? Oh, it didn't taste like that. You said that.
I think it was, but I stand corrected. But yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
But the creaminess is gone with the ice. It's just strictly a fruity, slightly spicy, woody.
It's fresher now, less creamy, less
more crisp.
Yeah, crisp. That's
crisp,
the word I'm looking for. You were surprised, ne? When I told you guys green spot, you were like,
Yeah, you know, I'm not a big fan. I've never heard of it. Actually. No, but I think generally I'm not a big fan of Irish whiskies.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they've turned me.
It's nice. It really is nice, actually. You still get a lot of the fruits when the ice is in there. That's what comes out a lot more than anything else, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this time I thought I don't know how you guys feel about it. Instead of doing like the soda and something else, I just wanted to introduce, like after we've tasted it and we've put ice, we have like a one mixer type thing. So sometimes it will be soda, sometimes. So for this one, I thought because of the appley whatever, we could either do it with apple juice or appetizer as a cocktail nyana.
I probably prefer appetizer. Apple juice is sweet, eh?
Okay, appetizer.
Very sweet.
Okay, bring on the appetizer then.
Okay. There we go. A little bit of appetizer.
So appetizer. Well, everybody who's South African knows what appetizer is.
It's a apple
fizzy.
soda,
it's a fizzy apple.
Yeah, fizzy apple juice. It's fizzy apple juice.
Yeah. Or well, they say here sparkling, not fizzy. I think I need to put more whiskey. That's fruity.
No, for you.
Oh. Yo!
Got a heavy hand.
You.
See.
Ice, please.
Okay.
Your guys' hand. Ainzima.
Alright, so we're just gonna do the one mixer.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think.
Safe time as well.
Yeah, with the soda, I mean, people can try it because usually the soda is like once you start icing it, I think the flavor is quite similar.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
Oh wow.
So this is our wild card mixer.
I actually still get quite a lot of the spice, even though the appetizers.
There.
It's not because you had a heavy hand.
No, I didn't pour anything for me.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just getting appetizer.
You just get this in the back.
Yeah.
The finish of it.
Yeah.
The appetizers killed it.
Yeah.
Dead.
That's why you should never mix a good whiskey.
Yeah.
But some whiskies are mixable though.
Yeah, the lower end ones.
Because they can't hold their own flavors, so you have to mix it with something.
I know we haven't done Jack, but Jack you can mix.
Jack is
You
crap.
can only drink Jack.
Yes.
Who drinks Jack Daniels?
Yuck.
So are you saying bourbon
Bourbon in general
Yeah.
is not. It's not palatable to me. There's a lot of people out there who like bourbon, but I'm not a big fan.
Yeah.
I mean, in the time that I spent, I think in the US, people drink bourbon.
And
It's
they
a-
do.
Because it's an American thing.
Yeah.
okay.
And yeah,
Might try
I love it,
anyway.
mate, yeah. I don't know what the good stuff is.
3 Ships.
Yeah.
South African, come on, can you be patriotism? It will be.
Well, we have yet to go
Try.
for 3 ships, so
Yeah.
maybe not.
I've had the 3 Ships 5-year-old, which is actually pretty good.
Is it?
I saw they have quite a pricey 18-year-old.
3
Yes,
ships?
for an 18-year-old. I think I've had it before.
3 ships, you get there.
Yeah.
800 rocks.
Yeah, we must give it a shot.
What, the 3 Ships?
Yeah.
The top of the range one. Because I think
Oh,
people
yeah, I've had
think.
it. It's pretty good, actually. The 18-year-old pretty good.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think I had it at the Whisky Festival or
I
something.
must give it a try.
But yeah, back to this thing. I'm just kidding. It's just appetizer.
It's just
I'm drinking
appetizer.
appetizer.
With a little bit of alcohol.
Yeah.
I actually think that this would be better with soda.
With soda, yeah.
So
Absolutely,
just
yeah.
soda water on its own. I don't even
Yeah.
think if we put like ginger ale
No.
or sugar free. I think the taste of it is quite, because it's so well balanced. I think it's subtle. You know, once you put water in it, there's still the subtlety. So once you put something that's flavored, that's all you're
kills it.
getting. This is a surefire way to get drunk, because you're just gonna drink it like you're drinking cold drink.
It's like drinking a punch.
But it's like the reason why they make cocktails, right?
Yeah. No thanks. I'll have it neat.
Yeah.
Or on the rocks. That's it.
Neat on the rocks, yeah. But anyway, so your opinion?
It's fairly close to the Glenfiddich 15. Not as good. So 7.9.
But it's good. Like, there's like, if we round it off, yeah, fine.
So it's an 8, yeah.
It's almost as
Just
good.
if I round it off.
It's almost as good.
Yeah, I don't know, eh?
I rounded
I
off
told you
8.
that this
Honestly, you guys maybe have a different experience to what I did. I still feel like it's got a bit of a kick. And for that reason, I wouldn't rate it more than the Glenmorangie.
The Glenfiddich, you mean?
No, the Glenmorangie.
The Glenmorangie?
Yes.
That's
Give it a 6.
No, for me it's in the same range as the Glenmorangie, so I would give it a 7.
This is
Definitely not
better.
an 8.
This is better.
For me, it's not markedly better than the Glenmorangie.
So I'll have this over Glenmorangie.
Morangie, yeah. Like if somebody offered me, I'd say this.
I don't know. I think I prefer the Glenmorangie.
You know what we must do one day? We must actually ask Basi. We all choose a whiskey that we like
and
then ask him. Because he's very much of whiskey. I would give this an 8. Remember last time I took back my 8 for the Glenmorangie?
Yeah,
and I gave
yes,
it to
yes.
the Glenfiddich.
Yeah.
So this for me is in the same line as the Glen 15. It's really nice, it's smooth, it's
Yeah.
balanced, and the thing is, despite it not having like a honeyed sweetness, it's still like, you know, it's good. And when you have it with ice, it's fresh, like it's really crisp, you know. The others aren't as crisp. I don't think we've actually had a whiskey so far that's crisp. This is crisp, it's fresh, it's nice. Like you can drink it neat, but you can sip it slow, and then you can have it like this. I'm really impressed. Maybe one day we'll try the yellow spot. Not maybe, we will get to a point where we do the yellow spot. I look forward to that. Because if this one is this good and it's younger, then sometimes it's not that
sometimes
way.
it's not the case,
It's like some people like Basi again, he prefers the 15 to the 18 Glenfiddich. But hopefully, let's say the yellow spot is a worthy older brother.
Still to come.
Lots to come, man. So yeah, so overall it's a 7.
No, 7.
8.
It's a good whiskey.
8. What's the average? 16. What's the average? 23.
It's
I don't know.
No, yeah, there's 23.
23
About
out of
7.5.
Yeah.
7.5. 7 point. Okay. 7.5. 7.5 is the average.
It's a good
whiskey.
It is a good whiskey.
So if you want to try something new, and I think a place maybe you won't feel like you'll go wrong, this is it. It's not too. Once you have it, it's not It's not too experimental. It really is nice. I really enjoyed it. Big ups to what's the company? Mitchell and Sons.
Mitchell and Sons. Yeah.
Green spot.
So yeah. Anyway, we're gonna finish off our drinks. As per usual, thank you for joining us for this episode of
On the Rocks.
Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Oh, subscribe! Yeah. So we're working really hard. We're trimming lots of episodes out. Content. But yeah, thank you for joining us. And from us, we're out.